Hey guys, welcome back to the SebAtreyu channel. I do hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering one of your questions that had something to do with hair growing away from your locks and freeforming and how those two things could possibly be tied in together. Also, I might go on a little bit of a rant. We'll see. Let's get to it. SebAtreyu. So as I said, I'm going to be answering one of your questions. So let's get to that first. Someone, somewhere in a far, far away galaxy, commented under one of my videos and basically asked me this question. And unfortunately, that person deleted the question before I got a chance to answer it. I don't know if I didn't respond quick enough. But anyway, I'm still going to try to answer from what I remember of the question. So basically, the person admitted to having hair that grows away from, and for some reason I feel like it's a she, from her locks, the way that I do, and many of you guys do. And I think she was wondering if freeforming would help that, or if it will even be feasible considering you have hair that grows away from your locks. I think some of her locks might have been thinning as a result of the hair growing away, and she was wondering if maybe starting over and freeforming would help. So I really wanted to answer this question. I thought this was a very good question, and I've actually thought about this topic many times before, because I remember in my lock repair video I said erroneously that I would never be able to freeform. But I don't think that's quite true. So to answer your question, if you see this, and to just answer the question in general, I do believe that freeforming is possible for people who have hair that grows away from their locks. The caveat is that if you have started out doing maintenance on your locks, then I think that's when you run into problems, because as you don't stay up on your maintenance, that hair that grows away from your locks starts to grow away from your locks. And some, not all, but probably a good number of locks start to thin out as a result of that new growth not being put into the lock. And eventually they can fall off. I mean, if you're hanging on by one or two strands, it's inevitable, right? Here's where I think freeforming can help. I think if you were to start a journey from scratch as a freeformer, then it doesn't matter if your hair grows away from your locks, right? Because you don't have any locks for the hair or the new growth to grow away from. It is essentially just hair growing how it wants to grow. And while that hair is growing how and where it wants to grow, it's going to mat up with other hairs and the hairs that it wants to mat up with, you know what I'm saying? And those matted up spots on your head will turn into locks. So I think it probably is best for people who have hair that grows away from their locks to go on a freeform journey, but to start out on a freeform journey, because then you don't have to worry about having created locks that the hair doesn't want to go into. The hair will create its own locks as it chooses where it wants to go as it grows out of your scalp. So that would be my answer to that question, and I hope it makes sense. So just to recap, if you have hair that grows away from your locks, I do think you can freeform. I just think that you need to start out the journey freeforming. Now I know you have people, many people, who have had manicured locks and then have transitioned into freeform journeys, right? And I think, obviously it's possible. I think some of those people probably didn't have hair that grows away. And I think even for the people that did, maybe they lost a few locks, or maybe it was just a non-issue. But I definitely maintain what I say, that I think it's best that if you have hair that grows away from your locks, you'll probably be better suited just starting your journey from scratch, freeform, versus trying to transition into it. Now, I know many of you are wondering, where have you been, SebAtreyu? Why haven't you been uploading videos? And here's the part where I might go off on a rant, and I'm trying hard not to, because I don't like to keep that type of energy. I honestly just have not felt motivated to upload videos. I think that I've been overwhelmed by what I've been seeing on social media and media, period. And you guys know me. If you have been subscribed to me since the beginning or close to the beginning, you know that I can only deal with so much fakeness. I can only deal with so much just nonsense. I don't know, there's so many things I could go off on to make my point, but one thing that has really bothered me is just the sheepish nature of humanity. It's like no one has a brain anymore to think for themselves. It's like you just see people doing something and then you do it, and it's like, what, really? And just the widespread hypocrisy, the constant missing the forest for the trees, you know, the focus on things that don't really matter. For instance, you know how like on your television, if you have it paused, eventually like it'll show a screen with some really nice background, and then in the corner it'll give you updates. There was some update about somebody getting a divorce, celebrities. Why do I care about who is getting divorced after so many years? It's like the world just loves to perpetuate drama, and they like to force feed anybody that is willing to listen or pay attention that drama. And it's like I just don't have time for that. So I needed to take a break, as you guys know that I do from time to time, and just get away from it. Yeah, it's like, who cares? Who cares what celebrities are doing? How does that impact your life? How does that make your life better? They don't even know that you exist. They care nothing about you. They don't know who you are. Most likely they will never know who you are. So why do we need to know about them? And for the people that love to soak all that up and who are dead set on perpetuating the spread of that information, disseminating it, why? Like, just why? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, just maybe, one of the reasons they're where they're at and you are where you're at, the discrepancy in terms of status, you know, them being a celebrity and you just being run-of-the-mill Joe Schmo, is that they focused on their career, they focused on their goals, they were ambitious, and they didn't waste their time being up in the business of somebody else that they don't know. Just saying. This whole Jada, Will Smith, August thing, I could care less. How does me knowing about it or thinking I know about it, basically knowing what's put out there, you'll never know the truth. How does that help my life? How does it help me come up? How does it help me achieve my goals? It doesn't. It's detrimental. And for those who think that this is innocuous, it's not. It's actually very detrimental because it impedes your efforts. It wastes your time. It depletes the mental energy that you could be using to devote to yourself and build yourself up and get yourself to new heights. That's what it does. So yeah, I just needed a break from all of the BS, basically. I really honestly find it very sickening. Like, it literally makes me nauseous to be around that type of energy, to be around that type of drama, to watch people be sheep, to just see all of the unprincipled agendas. It's just, it never ends. There's no end. And it's like the more populated the world becomes, the worse it gets, because you just have more and more people with more and more agendas, more negativity, more divisiveness, more untrustworthiness, more drama, more of all of those negative things. It's just too much. You know, it's like, is anybody trustworthy anymore? So yeah, I just needed to take a break, and it actually took a lot of energy for me to record this video because I still feel the same way. I know I'm approaching, by the way, it's a little bit past, but this is essentially my 5-year, 11-month lockup date. So I have one more month before I'll be at 6 years. So I know I'll definitely be making a video then for that. But I don't know if there'll be one between now and then, because yeah, I'm just completely disillusioned with the state of the world and the state of humanity. So that's where I've been. That rant wasn't too bad, was it? I like to keep it positive if I can. But yeah, that's about it. I'm doing well. I still have the locks. For those of you who are wondering if I cut my locks, I'm still alive. For those of you who might have been wondering if I had succumbed to the virus, no, I'm still here. I'm still okay, just protecting my energy and my existence. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if anything that I talked about earlier about hair growing away and freeforming. Let me know if there is anything that was unclear about that explanation. I feel like a lot of people still don't really get the concept of hair growing away from the locks and how that leads to thinning. People only think about, oh, doing too much maintenance causes thinning, as if that's the only thing that can cause thinning. No, it's not. Trust. I am a testament to the fact that that is not the only cause for thinning. So expand your minds. If you made it this far in the video, please congratulate me on 5 years and 11 months. And if you decide to love, do so unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. SebAtreyu is out.